Negotiation tactics, setting boundaries in job interviews without losing the offer. This is the second episode of the series segment, Productivity Hacks for Work. Have you ever walked into a job interview thinking, I really need this job, and ended up agreeing to things you weren't comfortable with? Just because you didn't want to lose the opportunity and you felt afraid to set boundaries in the interview? What if I told you that setting boundaries in an interview is not just possible, but actually makes you a stronger candidate? Welcome back, warriors, to your Best for a Better You, your Special Forces unit for Breakthrough Living, where we decode the DNA of excellence to help you dominate personal and professional growth. This is Scarlett Marcel Vantedeschia, and today we are diving into the negotiation tactics that will help you set boundaries in a job interview without losing the offer. I will share how I landed more than once a high paying job despite having zero experience in a key requirement, simply by setting boundaries and showing my value in a way they couldn't refuse. Plus, I will give you the 4 key boundaries you need to set before saying yes to any offer. So, my dear friends, let's dive in. First, allow me to share that by the end of this episode, you will know the 4 key boundaries you must set in a job interview, how to negotiate your worth without fear of rejection, and what to do if an employer pushes back on your boundaries. Those are very important points in a job interview, but your values are even more important. Now, let's set this clear. I try to make the episodes as functional and helpful as possible. That is why I go straight to the point. So, for the full breakdown of how your values support your boundaries, I suggest getting on the waiting list for my upcoming book, The Boundary Reset Experience Start Lean. My book covers in detail many strategies that I am briefly sharing here. If you sign up for this list, we will notify you when the book is available for sale. If you register to this waiting list, you will receive an additional bonus, which could include access to a workshop or a complimentary one-to-one pre-recorded training session once you acquire the book. For those tuning in for the first time, I have discussed boundaries in previous episodes and articles. If you are new to this topic, feel free to check out our previous content or visit our website to learn more. So, my friends, why boundaries in job interviews matter? A lot of people believe they need to be 100% agreeable in an interview, or they feel terrified of making a mistake, and they are worried about not being enough skilled for the position. They think setting boundaries might scare employers away. Have you been there? Well, copy this, my friends. Employers respect candidates who know their worth and personalize their values. This is power. This is how you win, okay? When you walk in with clarity and confidence, you are already positioning yourself as a high value candidate. Clarity and confidence, not arrogance. Okay, got it, got it? Independently, if the job interview is conducted by a higher ranking position or by a recruiter from human resources. And copy this, my friends. Many people think that if they set boundaries, they are selfish or problematic. Let's leave this very clear. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being difficult, okay? It means negotiating from a place of strength. So, make sure that the boundaries you set and the actions you take today don't get your future self into trouble. Now, my friends, allow me to share a little bit about my story, setting boundaries and landing the job. Before becoming an entrepreneur, I was an employee, as many of you, And I faced more than one job interview where I had zero experience, nada, in what they required. Practically all my job interviews were like that. But instead of pretending, I set firm boundaries. I was upfront about what I knew and what I didn't. But here is the thing, I didn't beg for an opportunity. I negotiated from a position of strength. The way I handled the interviews landed me the jobs, a great salary, and flexibility at the time when I needed most. And I'm so grateful about that, as some periods of my life were really complex. The interviews were in different company sectors, different periods of my life, and different circumstances. So some of the boundaries I set were also different for each one. But I will share about one of those interviews. I remember when I tried to jump from my job at the Faculty of Engineering into the private sector, the private industry, specifically a bank corporation. The position required experience in SIX programming and mainframes expertise. My experience, practically, my friends, I had none, zero, nada. Personal computers and a little bit about Hannibal. That was all. And during the interview, the operational subdirector asked me, obviously, about my experience. And I could have fake confidence. Do you agree? But instead, I set a boundary. And I personally believe that is better and more powerful to be honest than to try to fake confidence. Because if you do that, probably you can win an Oscar, but not a job. Okay, my friends? So I told him the truth. I know nothing about mainframes. I don't even know what one is. Yes, my friends, that was my answer. But I am an autodidact, and you won't need to invest in me. Just give me the manuals and tell me how fast you need what you need. Yes, my friends, that was a very bold move because self teaching something as abstract as mainframes in a foreign language wasn't easy, believe me. It wasn't easy. I jumped in like an innocent kid, but I was certain about my strengths. And that's the point. Got it? Being upfront about my skills. I didn't oversell myself, but I also made it very clear that I could deliver results. And that's important. Very important to be able to negotiate flexibility. I was still finishing my master's degree and going through a divorce. I told them upfront that I could need flexibility at times, and they agreed. That's wonderful, right? So, privacy and company culture fit. I was becoming a single mother. Then I also asked for discretion about my Dora and all these things about the divorce and, personal life. I didn't want my personal details to spread around the company, and they respected that, which showed me this was a place where I could work comfortably. In fact, I had an open and direct conversation instead of a job interview. Of course, keeping the discussion professional while reinforcing my standards. How that sounds, my friends. Powerful, right? And the result? I got the job at the first try. Yes, with a great salary and the flexibility I needed at the moment. So, what did I actually do, my friends? Think about it. Yes, I exchanged accountability and personal assets instead of begging for an opportunity. And yes, my friends, that is how you win. Now that you have listened to my story, it will be easier to understand the four key boundaries you must set in any job interview. Remember, if you need details, join the waiting list for my upcoming book, The Boundary Reset Experience Starling. Yes, my friends, this is a commercial, but I recommend you do that. The book is really good and it dives deeper into details. Now, boundaries on skills and responsibilities. Be honest. Above all, be honest. They always appreciate it, believe me. Don't oversell yourself, but highlight your strengths. If you don't have experience in something, be upfront, but show how you can bridge the gap. You need to do both. Nobody will cover the complete list of skills they require. Believe me. Maybe very, very few. But they are looking for the right fit, the same as you do. Got it? Now, boundaries on work-life integration. If you need flexibility, ask whether it's about personal commitments, remote work, or time off. But don't wait, please don't do that until you are hired to bring it up. Don't do that, my friends. Honor your values. That is power. Okay? Boundaries on compensation and career growth. Know your worth. If an employer dodges salary discussions or refuses to acknowledge growth opportunities, that is a very red flag. Okay? Okay, and we are not talking about Top Gun. Boundaries on company culture and fit. Research the company. Do they align with your values? Are they willing to respect your privacy and boundaries? Think about that. I did research the companies before I wanted to work with them. Not to work for them, with them. Different mindset. Got it? So, now think about which of those previous four is your non-negotiable. As I mentioned on previous occasions, clarity on non-negotiables has power, which is why they are fundamental in boundary setting patterns among executives. Yes, my friends, pay attention to how they set their boundaries and how they negotiate a job position. Successful leaders define work-life integration, communication norms, and role expectations up front. Yes, my friends, up front. That is the way they win. Got it? Awesome. Now, what if an employer pushes back? Good question, right? A lot of people fear that if they set boundaries, they won't get the job, right? But copy this, my friends. A company that doesn't respect your boundaries in the interview won't respect them once you are hired. Okay? If an interviewer gets defensive when you ask about work-life balance, avoids answering questions about company culture, or pushes unrealistic demands without discussion, that is not the right job for you. Okay? You are dodging a bullet, not missing an opportunity. Okay, Sen? See? Excellent. So, rule number 1. Don't ignore gut feelings in an interview, even before you have set your boundaries. Pay attention to gut feelings. Rule number 2. Never forget rule number 1. Easy, no? Okay, my friends. Now, you know now how to set boundaries in a job interview without losing the offer. It's time to put it into action. Let's see. What is one? This is for you. This question is for you, okay? What is one boundary you wish you had set in your last job interview? Think about that one. What stops you from setting that boundary? Or better, what is the boundary you are going to set in your next job interview? Good questions, right? Awesome, my friends. If you want to go deeper, check out my latest blog post, Winning the Job Interview, The Power of Setting Boundaries Before You Say Yes. Even the title is powerful, right? The link is in the description. If you are tuning on another platform, visit our website so you can access the article. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, Entrepreneurial Life Insights, for exclusive tips on personal growth, career success, and setting boundaries that work for you. Well, my friends, mission accomplished. Thank you so much for tuning in to Your Path for a Better You, your special forces unit for Brave to Live. And copy this, my friends. Your career should work for you, not the other way around. Set boundaries, own your value, and watch the right opportunities come to you. Stay strong, stay empowered, strength and honor. See you in the arena.